Right, so next step is to then cut off these two outer bits. So simply again, grab your pliers. It's quite easy with pliers, you can just put that in. Literally it's in there, snap away, and then snap away again. And remember, do not cut the brown and blue wires, okay? So that's that. Okay, cool. Perfect. Next step is then, as you can see, these two wires here, right? We need to get into the copper bit inside. So again, what we need to do is we need to crimp these. Now, as I mentioned previously, you can use, if you've got a crimper, it makes it easy. However, you can use scissors and you can use a standing knife. Sorry, I should have mentioned that previously. So if you don't have scissors, if you don't have a standing knife, you can use scissors. But again, be very, very careful because these wires, the outer shells of them are really, really thin. So you don't want to cut into the copper, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I do this, and then hopefully it should work, okay? So we go about here. So doing it in mid-air is a bit difficult. Okay. And then if you bend it, you'll see. Can you see that? That's all come through. So if I just do a little bit there, that's it. And then I'm just gonna go around the other side. Sorry, just taking it out of the screen there. One there, and then we're done, okay? And then you can literally take that off, okay? So that's that one done. We do the same on the other side. Again, be very, very careful when you're doing this. Okay, again, you bend it, okay? Just for you to check it, you do it on both sides. Okay, can you see that? And then literally all we can do, and we put the knife to one side, you can literally just pull it away and it should all just come off. Okay, done. So that's your two pieces there. That they can go straight in the bin. That's your two outer shells that can go out the bin, and these are your two wires that you're now going to be using to put into your plug. Okay, so that's how it should look. You may need to, again, just depending on the plug that you have bought from your DIY store, you might need to go down a little bit more. You might need to cut this down a little bit more, okay? If you need to do that, again, just follow the steps that we went through. Perfect, right. Next, I'm going to show you the actual plug that I'm going to be using. So let me put the wire to one side. So let me put the wire here so you can see that. Right, so this is the plug that I have. I want to match the wire color that I have, so I just bought a black one. This comes in obviously various colors. Standard colors are white and black. If you want specific colors, again, you might have to look online for that. This hairdryer specifically has a 13 amp fuse, so I wanted to also get the same one. And what you'll see on this one specifically, actually, which is quite nice, I got this one from B&Q. It actually gives you the sort of a diagram for you to know exactly where all your wires need to go. So as you saw here, we've got a blue and a brown wire, and it tells you exactly what they are and where they need to go. So on the right hand side, you can see it has an L on top of the pin there, and I'll show you that when I take the case off. There we need to insert the brown lead. In this case, if you had a red lead instead of that brown one for the live wire, you'll put that in there. And then here on the bottom left is our neutral wire, and in that one again it's either a black or a blue wire, which is what we have here. Okay, so just so you can see that, to zoom into that. Okay, and obviously we don't have an earth wire on the top, so we don't have a green or yellow wire. Okay, fine. So let me put that down. Let me show you the inside of this. Again, just to unscrew this, it's just a standard. I'm using a precision screwdriver. Again, you can use any Phillips screwdriver for this. Again, we just literally just unscrew them all on each side. And then when you take it out, This is the back case, so we can put that to one side. And this is the case that we are going to be inserting our new wires into, okay? Now, I don't think it has it on this one specifically, but usually what you will see is letters on this and this, okay? They haven't included it on the actual pins, which is a bit annoying in this case. However, we do have the diagram at the back, okay? So we can use that as our direction, okay, of where we want to do. So remember, on the right hand side here, we've got the live, and then on the bottom left, we've got the neutral, okay? And the earth in this case, we don't need, okay? So what we're gonna do as the next stage is we're gonna actually unscrew these little bits. Now, I think I can take these out actually. Yes, I can. Yes, perfect. So what you'll see is if I pull up this pin, you'll see where the actual wire needs to go inside. So in there, right there, right, is where the wire is going to go into. So if you unscrew this screw and the one on this side, right, you can fit your wires into that. Okay, so I'm going to do that really quickly. Bear with me. So this gets a little bit fiddly, so you might want to do it on a table. I'll show you how I'm doing this. So that's all unscrewed there. I do the same thing on that side. Okay, so unscrew that. Again, you can push this all inside. I don't know if this one is a little bit thick. Yeah, okay, cool. So I've just unscrewed these. So that one there, you can see is enough space for us now to insert our wire into that, and enough space again to insert our wire into there as well, okay? Leave the fuse there, which they've been really generous. They've actually given us a fuse to go with it. What you can do, if there isn't a fuse, you can use the fuse from your previous plug. So this is the old one. If you open up this little hatch thing, you'll see the fuse inside there, okay? And again, you can just use a flathead screwdriver for you to open that one up. Cool. Another thing, just to mention actually, is these little bits here, just so you can see it, 1 and 2, right? These are actually there for it to actually hold your wire into. So when we insert this wire into here, these things will hold it in place. Okay, so I'll actually demonstrate that for you now. I'll just take it off actually, just so we can do this together. Okay. Right, so let me unscrew that. Okay, there you go. I'll take that one off. So that's off, okay? We'll put that on again at the end. And that's just there, as I mentioned, just to hold the actual wire in place, okay? So let's leave that there. What I wanted to mention actually, which I didn't mention previously, is these wires, obviously, as you can see, it's all kind of spread out everywhere, right? And that's not what we want. So what you can do, and it's not going to affect anything, is actually start twisting these so it becomes like a really long sort of wire all joined together rather than all being separate. Okay, so how I'm doing it now, just rotate it either way, anti-clockwise, clockwise, whichever way works for you. So it's like that. Don't know if you can see that. Okay, hopefully, sorry, my zoom might not be working very well. So that's it turned, and that's that one that hasn't been turned yet. If I don't do that, it will eventually start splitting and start being like that, and you don't want that, okay? So let's just do that now. Let me just turn that quickly. Perfect, perfect. Okay, cool. So that's done, okay? So now we're actually ready to insert. Now, again, there's no harm in you constantly having to look back at this sheet. Okay, it's not a problem. This is why it's there. Okay, so just to be absolutely sure where you're putting all of your wires, to make sure you put it in the right place. Okay, so what we're doing is we're putting the brown wire against the fuse side. Okay, so that's where the live wire is. So if we insert that inside there, like so. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. In like that. Okay. I'm just going to screw that in now so you can see that. So it's just inside. Okay, it's in like that. Okay, and then literally it's going to tighten that up. Okay, cool. Sorry, doing it in mid-air is a little bit difficult. Okay, cool. So let me just put that inside. So it's a little bit fiddly, that is. Okay, cool. So just so you can see, this part is now in. Okay. So you see it from this side. Let me pull this out one more time so you can have a look at it. See it from inside there? Okay, so the wire that we had, we put it inside that hole, and the screw, this one here, as we screwed that one down, it's just clamped that piece of metal, copper wire into place, okay? And then next you can literally just push this back in and then everything goes back into place, okay? Right, next one, this one, I've actually found a different way to do it because I found it sometimes it could be quite tricky to put this one in. One way you can do it is just obviously slide it in, which is great. The other way is actually take this entire pin out. So you can take this entire pin out, right? Let me just do that. You can take this entire pin out. Sorry. Okay, you can take the entire pin out, right? You can put this inside. Okay, you can put this inside. Oh, let me just turn this one more time. Okay, so it's in there. Doing this in there, which in mid-air, sorry, which is quite difficult. So leave it like that, and then let's screw this in. Okay, perfect. So that's in. Okay, and then you can just slot that back in. Okay, so then there's no faffing about with trying to get into a hole and then getting all muddled up and all that sort of stuff, right? So cool. So that's that done. Remember the wire that we cut? Again, if you've got a bigger plug for whatever reason, again, you might need to cut down a little bit more. But in this case, we've done, it's a perfect size for us, okay? Next stage is the easy bit. We then just need to put everything back together. So if we put that in there first, sorry, I should have said, so this is the part that's going to be holding the wires down. So let me screw this one in a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to put all of this in. I'm going to put that inside there. Okay, and then we can just literally start screwing that in. Sorry, I keep coming out of the camera. Okay, one there. And one there. Okay. Okay, cool. What you'll see is a slightly come up, okay? And now this isn't going to come out. If I give it a tug and a pull, right, it's not going to come out. And that's the idea of it, okay? Cool, so I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit more. All done. Next stage, we need to put the cap back on. So just to show you actually, just before I move on. So just to kind of recap on the on the things that we've done, okay? So we cut the wire, the outer shell, sorry, the outer black shell, we cut that about 2.5 centimeters. We then exposed out the blue wire and the brown wire. We then crimped the blue and the brown wire in order for us to get down to the copper wires. We then turned the copper wires actually just to make it into a nice long line for us to handle and easily put it into the holes. We then inserted it into this casing, and we put the brown wire into the live section, and the blue wire into the neutral section. Again, sorry, I've just seen actually on the back of this, I don't know if you can see it on this. You might not be able to because on the shadow, but basically on the back, it does actually have all the letters. I've probably just seen that now. So yeah, basically we've done that, and then we've inserted it into each of the respective pins, and then we just screwed all the pins in, and that's it. And then the last thing we did was put in the main product wire in, and we've just clamped it in using this this grey clamp, and then the last bit we're going to do is just put the back cap back on. Okay, so that should just fit on perfectly like that. Okay, so that's all in, just from the bottom. You can see that as well, so where we've clamped. Okay, and then the other side we've got this one screw. Okay, now just while I'm doing that, there's a lot of appliances actually out there that don't do it like this anymore, and they provide appliance plugs like this, which is really annoying. Hopefully it's not because they want people to go back and buy a brand new appliance. But anyways, you know, we have these sort of videos to kind of help out if we do have issues like that. So that's the end of it. And yeah, I hope that's helped. And yeah, so now we can go and use the hairdryer again. Hopefully you've liked this and it's been informative. If you have, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, hope to see you soon in the next video.